Welcome to This Explainer. If you live in an older home, you already know they have this incredible, undeniable charm that you just don't find in modern builds. But then summer hits, and suddenly that charm is overshadowed by some seriously frustrating cooling problems. Today, we're pitting ductless mini-splits right against central AC to see which one is the ultimate champion for older homes.
So before we even put these systems head-to-head, we gotta ask, why is your older home so hard to cool in the first place? Think about it, those sweaty top-floor bedrooms, or that one sunroom that literally turns into an oven by 3 in the afternoon. The reality is, older homes just weren't built with modern, whole-house cooling in mind. The original architecture is actually kind of fighting against you.
Okay, let's dive into this. Based on the data, we're looking at 3 main culprits that turn older homes into a unique HVAC battleground. First up, these houses were built way before modern insulation standards were even a thing. Second, if they do happen to have existing ductwork, it's usually super leaky or entirely undersized for today's high-efficiency systems. And third, well, a lot of older homes just completely lack existing ductwork altogether. Zero ducts.
To figure out the best approach, here's our roadmap for today's showdown. 1. The ductwork dilemma. 2. Controlling the comfort zone. 3. Efficiency and real costs. 4. Disruption and flexibility. And finally 5. The bottom line.
Starting with Section 1, the ductwork dilemma, and the reality of retrofitting older homes.
This right here is our first major battleground. We're talking about the sheer physical reality and the cost of trying to retrofit new tech into a house that just wasn't built for it. On the central AC side, the whole system relies on existing or new ducts to move the air. And here's the catch. If your home has a quirky layout, or if you have to fix, seal, or replace old, aging ducts running through unconditioned spaces, well, that quickly erases any lower upfront price that central AC might promise. But on the flip side, ductless mini-splits offer a totally different path. Zero ductwork required. They literally just connect an outdoor unit to indoor air handlers using small lines that simply run right through your exterior walls. It's a massive physical difference.
Moving on to Section 2, controlling the comfort zone, specifically looking at zoning and uneven cooling.
Older homes are pretty notorious for having stubborn problem areas, right? Like additions built right over a garage, or living spaces just baking in the afternoon sun. So how do these two systems handle that? Well, central AC takes a whole house approach. It tries to cool the entire house all at once. But if airflow is limited by quirky older duct design or subpar register placement, your comfort is going to be highly uneven. Now, ductless mini-splits absolutely shine here. They deliver targeted, precise cooling to very specific zones. You can actually cool your home office during the day and then just cool the bedrooms at night. It completely avoids the trap of cooling your entire house at full blast when you're only using a couple of rooms.
All right, Section 3, efficiency and real costs, focusing on operating in real-world conditions.
Let's shift gears and talk about your utility bills. In the real world, central AC can bleed a lot of efficiency. Energy is so easily lost when those old ducts leak or when your precious conditioned air has to travel through a 120-degree attic or a freezing crawl space before it even reaches you. Those hidden losses? Yeah, they show up right on your utility bill, even if your thermostat is set perfectly. But ductless mini-splits? They're specifically engineered for efficiency. As the source notes, they use this really smart variable speed technology. Think of it like a dimmer switch instead of a simple on and off switch. They precisely match the room's demand, which means they completely avoid that loud, aggressive on and off cycling. And that gives you way better comfort per dollar spent.
Next up is Section 4, disruption and flexibility, covering installation and your future plans. So, what should you practically expect when the contractors actually pull up to your house? For central AC, the installation is really only straightforward if your ducts already exist and they're well sealed. If not, brace yourself. Expect major disruptions and expect your total installed cost to rise meaningfully as walls get opened up for repairs. Now, with ductless mini-splits, there's a trade-off. You do have to be okay with more visible indoor units hanging on your walls, plus some exterior wall penetrations. But the massive upside? Far less invasive construction. The disruption is super localized to just the room they're working on, and the flexibility is honestly unmatched. If you decide to finish an attic or a basement a few years down the road, you can just expand the system room by room.
Which brings us to Section 5, the bottom line, weighing the trade-offs.
And this brilliantly illustrates the whole picture. Let's weigh these trade-offs before I reveal the ultimate deciding factor for any older home. Basically, central AC is your best bet when your existing ducts are already effective and well sealed. It gives you that whole house output, but keep in mind there's a major installation impact if those ducts actually need replacing. On the flip side, the ductless mini split takes the crown when your ductwork is inadequate and your comfort is currently uneven. It gives you targeted room-by-room control with only localized disruption. It's a really fantastic rule of thumb to help you self-identify your best option based on the literal bones of your house.
But wait, here is the major twist from the source material. It turns out the absolute biggest predictor of your home's comfort isn't actually the cooling equipment you choose. It's this concept right here, the building envelope. The building envelope is the physical barrier of your home. We're talking your insulation and your air sealing. And this barrier dictates exactly how hard any air conditioning system has to work just to maintain temperatures.
So this brings us to the most crucial piece of practical advice in this whole explainer. Fix your envelope first. You absolutely must prioritize air sealing and insulation before upgrading your HVAC equipment. Think about it. If you have major air leaks or terrible insulation, neither a central AC nor a shiny new mini split is going to magically save your utility bills. You've got to evaluate your cooling loads and patch up your home's leaks before you sign on the dotted line for a massive HVAC contract.
So I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to consider. Is your older home's envelope actually ready for a new HVAC system? Or are you literally just paying to cool the entire neighborhood? Go take a walk around your house, check for those drafts, and honestly assess your insulation. Your comfort, and for sure your wallet, depend on it. Thanks for diving into this explainer with me, and stay curious.